Welcome to this video. This time I would like to demonstrate how to do the data entry when doing a mechanization planning for farms and or service providers. How to do this data entry without an assistant. In another video I already demonstrated how to use the inbuilt assistant in the IPS, but it's absolutely no problem and sometimes even faster and easier not to do it with the assistant and enter all the data directly into the worksheet on the control board. After opening the IPS, you're always taken to this welcome sheet, the assistant sheet. And although I do not want to use the assistant for entering all the data about the farm to define the mechanization requirements, it's still a good idea just to click once the data entry assistant button, because this will take me to the control board. And it's always a good idea before entering any other data to click through the left-hand side of this entry assistant dashboard. I will just click there and don't change anything, because in another video I already explained what can be entered, what can be changed and how it should be done. But it's always a good idea to briefly check the basic settings and prices. Maybe enter the number of drivers, which is 2. That's fine for me now. Have a look at the time capacity per period. This very big table that provides the calendar for the working hour capacity over the year in each half-month period. And have a look at the present settings of this machine use flexibility, the capacity flexibility, but also the machine use flexibility. There are already settings. It's allowed to shift some of the requirements to periods before and after the calendar setting. And there's also something set to allow a certain overuse in a peak season for a machine, which is fine. I always recommend some settings there. So this should be briefly checked, but now I will not use the right-hand side and go through all the buttons there to enter the data for a farm or a service provider. I will do it directly in the worksheet. So as you can see, there is already something entered. So somebody else did a planning before, but this is not the data that I want to enter. So to make sure that really everything is empty and everything is ready for a new data entry, I clear these entries now with a button in the menu, Clear Entries. And you know that we have 3 sections, one for complete farm enterprises based on preset calendars and always covering all the working processes throughout the year. Then we have a section that is related to the individual work processes, not the full range. For predefined crop cultivation enterprises, that means for the calendar that is preset for the wheat, the barley, the maize, and so on. And we have the section, the one down here, for individual work processes completely independent of these predefined calendar settings. So that means where we have to tell the system when is a certain operation taking place. So I have all of the 3 selected and I clear all input in these ranges and I confirm with the OK. And then everything is reset. You see there's no result calculation anymore in that upper section of the worksheet, so absolutely free. For data entry, I would like to use the same farm data that I used in this other video where I demonstrated the data entry through the assistant. We had a farm growing wheat, barley and maize, each of them 15 hectares. And for these, we wanted to analyze the full mechanization range. So any of the necessary operations that have to be done in the field are already preset in the system. Then, in addition to this full mechanization of their own land, the farmer is providing services to other plowing and seedbed preparation, each of it 30 hectares for wheat, that is again linked and based on the calendar for the wheat, and 30 hectares in maize, which is also linked to the preset calendar. So the system knows already when it takes place. But in addition, the farmer is offering more services to others, again plowing in seedbed preparation, but for other crops that are not preset in the system, where no calendar is available. But we know that he is doing 40 hectares in August first half and August second half, again 40 hectares. So how is this entered? So we start with the first section. These are the 15 hectares full mechanization for wheat, barley and maize. This is here. And I can just enter the 15 and the 15 and the 15. And as soon as I enter something, you see the reaction already. The response of the system, something is happening in calculating, and whenever I change something, I get a new result. At the moment, after entering the 45 hectares here, my cheapest option would be already option D, package D, with a 80 horsepower high mechanization level. But it is not yet the end, because we have plowing and seedbed preparation in wheat and maize, 30 hectares each. So this is part of this section. There's the plowing in wheat. This is 30 hectares. And in maize, it's also 30 hectares. And you always see the result table above is changing whenever I enter something. Then there's seedbed preparation. Also for the wheat, another 30 hectares. And for the maize as well, 30 hectares. So all this, the left part and this right part, is still linked to the preset calendar of the wheat and the maize. System knows when any operation takes place. But then we have something for this independent calendar down here. So you see a completely free calendar starting with January, February, March, always half-month periods. So again, there is plowing and seedbed preparation, and it's done in August 1. So I just click that cell. I enter 40 for plowing in August first half and seedbed preparation in August second half. Again 40 and enter, and the results are up here. So the rest is just as already demonstrated in the other video where I showed the assistant. I don't want to repeat everything, but I would like to demonstrate that the assistant knows what we did. So if we call the assistant now and go through these different steps, complete farm enterprises, this is linked to this section. So we should find the 15 hectares of wheat, barley and maize there. And you see it's there. And I could even change it from using the assistant now. Second one, work process per farm enterprise. Down here you see it's wheat and maize, plowing in seedbed preparation, always 30 hectares. It's there, I can change it here. And the last one, work process per period, it's already there. August 1, August 2, plowing in seedbed preparation, 40 hectares each. And if I call the assistant from any other point, maybe from the investment list, or if I want to analyze detailed machine, then it's just the same thing. I can call the assistant and change something and see the effects, the impact on my analysis. So that means you can always combine data entry using the assistant or the direct data entry into the worksheet. Both work, both correspond and interact.